Hi everyone, welcome to Job Fever. So today we are going to learn about Redis as a database. So in previous video we have already seen how can we use Redis as a PubSub and how can we use Redis as a caching mechanism. Okay, so that we have already completed. So that you can go and watch in playlist. Okay, so this is the video we have created Spring as a PubSub. Okay, and this video we have created Redis as a caching mechanism. How can we do caching with the help of Redis? And this video is related to Redis with PubSub mechanism. And we can also you can also download Redis in Mac as well as in Windows operating system. So this video I have created how can we install Redis in Windows and how can we install Redis in Mac operating system. Okay, so in next video we are going to see how can we use Redis as a database. Okay, so this is a playlist, you can go and you can watch. So we can use Redis as a database, we can use Redis as a caching. Okay, we can use Redis as a message broker. Okay, so now we are going to see how can we use Redis as a database. So let's get started. So firstly we have to create one Spring Boot project. Okay, there we have to add some dependencies. Okay, so let's create one Spring Boot project. So this is the website with the help of you can create a Spring Boot project. Okay, start.spring.io. So I'm going to use Maven as a build tool, Java, and this is the 3.5.3 Spring Boot project build number, version number of Spring Boot. Okay, and we are going to do like a Spring Redis CRUD operation. Okay, we are going to perform CRUD operation, or you can say CRUD operation in Redis. Okay, create, read, update and delete. So this will be the demo project. So Redis CRUD. Okay, demo project for Redis CRUD. Okay, and I'm going to use package java.com.javafever.redis. javafever.redis. Okay, so this is the package name. I'm going to use Java 24, which I have already installed in my local, and jar. Okay, so which dependency we need at the time of doing a CRUD operation of Redis? So we need a basic dependency which is a Spring web we need. Okay, and then we need a Spring. We are going to use Lombok, so we can use Lombok. So where is Lombok? Yeah, we have added a Lombok, and then we need dev tools. Okay, so we do not need to start every time, and then a Spring, which one? Redis. Okay, Redis dependencies. So this is the Redis dependency which we are going to add. A Spring data Redis. Okay, this is required, no need to add any other dependency. So we have added all the required dependencies here, and now let's generate the. Okay, if you want to see how it will be, how all dependency will be look like. So this is the dependency of web, Spring Boot starter web. This is dev tool, this is Lombok, and this is for test, and this is for Spring Boot starter data Redis. Okay, so let's download this. So here our Redis CRUD zip file will be downloaded. So here you can go and you can unzip. Okay, so let's unzip it. So you have already unzipped here. Okay, so you can go to your project in any IDE, and then there we can import. Okay, so let's open your IDE, and there we can import. So this is my IDE. So I have already opened, I have already did the POC on this. So this is so I will show you how it will look like after importing. Okay, so firstly let's check the pom.xml. What is your structure of dependency inside pom.xml? So this is the pom.xml. I will show you how can we do one by one. Okay, yeah, so this is the dependency spring boot starter data Redis, and then spring wave starter wave, and then dev tools, and then lombok, and then spring boot starter test. Okay, these are the dependency we have added in maven at the time of creation of your spring boot project. Okay, so this is the first step. Okay, we have verified the pom.xml after importing the project inside IDE. Okay, I'm using the IntelliJ IDE. Okay, so what we have to do next? Okay, we are going to perform CRUD operation in with the help of the Redis. Okay, we have did CRUD operation with the help of JPA. We have did with the help of Hibernate, but now we are going to do with the help of Redis. Okay, so let's. What will be the first step? So first step will be we have to do the configuration of your Redis. Okay, so localhost and 637, and this is the default port number of your Redis. So firstly we have to install Redis. That I think you have already installed Redis in your local. If you haven't, then go to a playlist video and you can see how can we download Redis in Mac as well as in Windows, and you can download and you can come back. So how can we install? So this is my terminal. Okay, I have opened this terminal. So first let's start the Redis with the Redis server. So it got started. This is the port number 6379. This is the process ID. Okay, so we need port number which is 6379. So 637 it is matching. So our Redis server got started in local. So we have minimized it. Okay, so we have to provide the host which is localhost. It is running in local, and this is the port number, and this is the application name. It will be created by default at the time of creating your Spring Boot project. So now we have set the Spring. So we have created the config file, controller, entity, repo, service, and this is the main class of your Spring Boot application. Okay, so that will be created by default. So do we need any configuration? So if you are using a Spring, you have already imported the Redis. Okay, so here we basic configure in, if you are doing the basic CRUD operation, so it's not required any configuration. It will be auto connection will be auto connected with your Spring Boot project with Redis. Okay, we have already provided the local path of your Redis. Okay, so connection will be automatically created with, okay, with your Spring Boot with Redis. Okay, it is same as JPA. Okay, if you will add JPA and dependencies, the connection will be automatic created. Okay, same here we are doing for the Redis. So we are providing the host and port for Redis, so no need to give any other configuration if you are doing the simple CRUD operation. Okay, so I will show you what will be the next step. So next step, we have to create the repository, same like JPA repository, CRUD repository. Okay, so if you are doing with the help of the JPA, then you have to do with the JPA repository. Okay, so you can do with the CRUD repository, CRUD repository, and the JPA repository. You can use any one. Okay, so we are going to use here CRUD repository. So this will be also useful in Redis. Okay, we can do Redis CRUD operation with the help of this. Okay, so what we have given here, user we have given. So what is the user? So let's open user. So in entity we have created one user. Okay, so this is the entity, our ID, name, and email. Okay, so this is the ID, which is ID, user ID, and Redis has. So we have to what is this Redis has? So actually, with the help of this annotation, so a Spring Boot will understand. So we are going to store this object as a Redis hash. Okay, normally it will store as an object in case of your if you are using JPA, like any other databases. But if you are using Redis, so your object will be stored as a Redis hash. Okay, it uses hashing mechanism to store. So we have to provide the @ Redis hash to. So which one you are going to hash? User. So we have given the user, and this is the our primary key, which is ID. So we have given this is the ID, same as entity which we create in JPA and Hibernate. Okay, so this is the basic configuration, and this is the data we are using the Lombok. No args constructor, all arg constructor. We are using a Lombok, so no need to create the construct setters and getters method. So that is the user method. Okay, now we are going to, and this is the user repository method. So this is a simple repository method. We have created one user repository method and we have extends with the CRUD repository. Okay, so this is the class. Okay, it's internally used JPA repository. This is the class CRUD repository. Okay, this is the extend. Okay, so this is the interface. Okay, so we can extend another interface. So we are using here interface. So in user repository we are using user repository extend because both are interface. Okay, so we are using the extends. This is also a interface. Okay, and if you want to see the methods which is available in method, save all, find by id, exist by id, find all, find by id, same as the that we use in JPA repository. Okay, so let's go back and let's check other things. So we have done the user repository we have, and now we are going to create service layer. Okay, so this is the user service layer at the rate service I have given. So I haven't created service IMPL. Okay, I have to save our time, I have created only user service. Okay, if you want to do, then you can create user service interface and then you can create user service IMPL and then you can implement all the methods. But I have directly created user service and there I have exposed these methods. Okay, so we are going to do what we are going to do. So we have created one we have auto-add this user repository, and with the help of this user repository we are performing the saving the user, find by id, we are finding the user by id, and then find all, and then delete user, we are deleting the user. Okay, with the help of this user id. So this you have to do, it is same as your JPA. Okay, that I think we do same thing in JPA. Okay, if you are doing JPA CRUD repository, so we have to do also same thing. Same thing we are doing for the Redis. Okay, what how it will understand that means the we are going to do with the Redis, because we have added the Redis dependency. Okay, in pom.xml. Okay, if you add the JPA dependency, so it will search for the JPA configuration, but we have added the Redis dependency, so it will search for Redis configuration. Okay, that we have already given in application.properties file. Okay, so with the help of that JPA repository also we can perform the CRUD operation or CRUD operation. So save, we have already exposed this in service method. Okay, so now let's create the controller. So this is the user controller, and in user controller we have exposed the 4 APIs. So first is create user, second is get users, third is get all users, and fourth is delete by user. So here in create user we are getting the user as a in our request body, and we are sending the response. Okay, responsibility.ok 200 status code, and the user we are providing. Okay, that same user we are returning, that we are saving, and get mapping. So here we are getting the user by id, and here by all user we are returning, and here we are deleting the user by id, which we will get from the path param. So this is a simple way, and we have annotated with the help of @REST controller, and this is the @request mapping to map our class level mapping. Okay, and this is the auto-add user service. So we are mapping, creating the object of user service, and we are calling the methods which is available in service layer. Okay, so we are invoking the method which is available in service method. So by this way we can create the Redis with a Spring Boot project. Okay, so we have already done all these things. So let's check it is working or not. So we'll check by Postman. Okay, so I have already did the POC. So to save our time, I thought I should explain each and every point, because it is easy. We have if you know the how can we do CRUD operation in with the help of the Hibernate and JPA, then you can easily do with the help of the Redis. Okay, it is not more complicated. So let's start. We have already started the server, Redis server. Let's verify once. So it is working. started running with port 6379. So let's open the Postman. I have already opened. So let's create some data and then we will try to. So this is localhost 8080 port number and then API users. Okay, so let's create some data. Okay, so I have already created data, so I will delete and I will create new data. So let's delete which I have created. So I will delete. Let's firstly let's delete some data. Oh, so it's not working. Firstly we have to start our server. So go to the main class and then start the server. So server got started. Okay, and with 808 port number, let's go to and let's delete this. We deleted first and let's delete second as well. Okay, and let's delete third as well. I created a third 3 records that has been already deleted. Let's check is it deleted or not. So we are not getting anything. So let's create the new record to understand. So this we are going to use this API, this URL 8080 API users. Okay, so this is the same user API which we have exposed in control class API users. Okay, and this is the post. So we are going to provide user, okay, ID, name and email. Okay, so let's provide ID, name and email. So I'm going to provide user ID 1, name Ravi and email ravi@gmail.com. So let's send it. So that is created. Okay, this is the response we are getting. Okay, data has been created. Let's to and Saurabh and then let's Saurabh. Let's hit this also. So that is also created. Let's create another data 3. Okay, and let's change the name and let's hit also. Okay, so we have created the 3 data. Let's verify. How can we verify we created the all the data? Let's this is the get method. Okay, with that we can fetch all the created users. Okay, so 1 2 3 1 Ravi 2 Saurabh and 3 Rakesh we have created. Let's delete the data and check are we able to delete. So we are going to firstly going to get data with the help of ID. So we are going to fetch first data. Okay, so this is 1 Ravi, first one is Ravi. So we are getting the first data with the help of this get API. So now let's delete the first record. Let's delete the first record and check are we able to delete or not. So we have deleted first record. We are getting the 200 response. So let's again hit and check are we deleted or not. Okay, so let's get all the users. So now first is not available, only 2 and 3 users are available. Okay, so this is the way by which we can create the we can perform the CRUD operation in Redis with the help of a Spring Boot application. I hope you understood all the point. Okay, so I did the POC, so I explained these things in my POC to save the time. I hope you understood all the points. If there is any doubt, please let me know in comment section. And thanks for watching everyone. If you are loving my effort, please like, share and subscribe. Bye everyone.